He was only 12, a child born into slavery, forgotten by history. Yet without him, your favorite dessert, from vanilla ice cream to chocolate cake, might never have existed. This is the story of a boy who changed the taste of the world and never got the credit. If you've reached here, it means you already like stories like this, so subscribe, like, and share it with those you love. Let's continue. Our story begins on a small island in the Indian Ocean, Réunion, then a French colony in the early 1800s. It was a place of beauty, but also of bondage. Plantations stretched across the land, worked by enslaved men, women, and children brought from Africa and Madagascar. Among them was a young boy named Edmond. He was born into slavery around 1829, owned by a man named Pharaoh Bellier Beaumont, a wealthy plantation owner. Edmond had no family name, no rights, and no freedom. But he had something no one could take from him: a sharp mind and endless curiosity. While other children were forced into hard labor, Edmond often wandered near the gardens and forests, fascinated by the strange plants that grew there, especially one delicate green vine with pale yellow flowers, the vanilla orchid. At that time, vanilla was one of the most desired flavors in the world, rare, expensive, and almost impossible to cultivate outside Mexico. That's because vanilla orchids are naturally pollinated only by a specific bee found exclusively in Central America. French colonists tried for decades to grow vanilla on their islands, but every attempt failed. Flowers bloomed, but never bore fruit. Vanilla remained a mysterious luxury controlled by nature and geography. Scientists, botanists, and explorers all tried to solve the mystery. Some said the climate was wrong. Others said the soil was cursed. No one realized the answer would come not from a scientist, but from a slave boy with no formal education. One morning in 1841, 12-year-old Edmond was tending plants on his master's estate. He had watched the orchids for weeks, studying their fragile structure, and then, in a moment of intuition, he tried something no one else had ever done. He gently lifted the flower's flap, the rostellum, and pressed the male and female parts of the flower together using a thin stick and his thumb. Within moments, the flower began to close, and soon a pod started to grow. He had done it. He had discovered how to hand-pollinate the vanilla orchid, the key to making vanilla production possible anywhere in the world. When his master realized what Edmond had achieved, he was astonished. Word spread quickly across Réunion, and then to the French mainland. Soon, Edmond's method was being used on plantations across the tropics, in Madagascar, Tahiti, and beyond. The entire global vanilla industry, worth billions today, exists because of what that boy discovered in a single moment of curiosity and brilliance. But here's the tragedy. Edmond was a slave, and in that world, slaves could not hold patents, own ideas, or claim recognition. While others grew rich from his discovery, Edmond remained in poverty. Years later, after slavery was abolished, Edmond was freed. But freedom came with no fortune, no land, no opportunity. He worked simple jobs, often struggling to survive. The world forgot his name, even as his discovery transformed it. To make things worse, others tried to take credit for his invention. A botanist named Jean-Michel Claude Richard later claimed he had shown Edmond the technique, a claim that historians have since disproved. But at the time, the world was more willing to believe a European scientist than a formerly enslaved boy. Edmond Albius died in 1880, poor and largely unknown, at just 51 years old. But his legacy didn't die with him. His simple technique, pressing the rostellum with a stick, is still used today. Every single vanilla bean you eat, from Madagascar to Mexico, is pollinated by hand using Edmond's method. That's right, every drop of vanilla flavor in the world carries his fingerprint. Think about that for a moment. A 12-year-old enslaved boy changed agriculture, trade, and culture across continents, yet was denied recognition because of the color of his skin and the status he was born into. In recent years, historians have begun to restore his legacy. In 2006, Réunion officially honored Edmond Albius, calling him a national hero. Schools, streets, and monuments now bear his name. His story is now taught to children as a reminder that brilliance can come from anywhere, even from those the world once refused to see as human. It's a story not just about invention, but about injustice, and about the truth that genius knows no race, class, or condition. When you enjoy the scent of vanilla in your cake or coffee, remember this: it is not just a flavor. It is the memory of a boy who dreamed beyond his chains. Edmond's life teaches us something powerful, that the world often forgets the hands that build it, that history sometimes celebrates the loud and overlooks the quiet, and that true greatness doesn't need permission, it just needs courage. He may have died unknown, but every sweet aroma of vanilla carries his story forward. The taste of freedom, the scent of resilience, all born from one child's act of curiosity. So the next time you take a bite of something sweet, ask yourself, who was the real genius behind it? Who was Edmond Albius, the boy who changed the taste of the world but never got to taste recognition? Which other forgotten hero do you want me to uncover next? Tell me in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to Who for more stories that history almost erased.